Welcome to Profound Frivolity. We're your hosts, Dustin,
Oren,
and Gray.
And in this podcast, we're going to be telling stories that you didn't know you wanted to hear.
So grab a drink.
And some good and plenty.
Because this is Profound Frivolity.
Hey guys, welcome back, and today we are talking about COVID.
And
I hope we don't get demonetized and have this taken down.
Because we said the word. Speaking
and
of
we will be
COVID.
multiple times, so if that gives you PTSD, you should stop now.
Yeah, stop now. And speaking of COVID, Oren isn't here. We don't know that he has COVID.
But he's sick.
So yeah.
Yeah,
It's
times.
just us.
Yeah.
We've both had COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We've both been tested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, what was your worst experience with COVID? Like, the worst part about it?
The worst part about COVID was probably the night before I figured out that I had it.
Oh,
because
yeah?
It was just like completely no sleep. And just
yeah.
my joints ached a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
My sinuses were completely clogged. And I didn't even mean to to clear my sinuses, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah. I actually had it very easy. The worst pain for me really was my eyes. My eyes hurt really bad, which is one of the
that happened to me
main
too.
indications.
Whenever I looked up, I felt like I needed to die. I was like, oh no.
So, Dustin had Omicron, but I had Delta, and so Omicron is more contagious or something, but it's less severe, and you don't.
Yeah, it doesn't
You
last
often
for as
don't
long.
lose your sense of smell.
Yeah,
or taste.
I never lost sense of taste or smell.
Wow, I did, and I still haven't gotten it fully back, and
Yeah.
it's been months, so that's really fun.
Yeah.
But besides the eye pain, which was really, it was just a really weird new sensation. Why do my eyes feel like they have headaches?
Yeah, exactly.
You
It felt
know?
like headaches, but just in your eyes.
Yeah, and then when you looked without turning, I literally would have to turn my head to look at
Exactly,
something. I'd be
yeah.
hold on one moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're slow down,
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
tilt. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what also sucked was taking tests, the COVID tests.
Taking COVID tests were the
gosh.
worst. And part of it, okay, so I had to get tested. Well, so story time. Anyway, so we were doing this high school night or whatever at my friend's house, and I was going to go over to his house early so we could cook a bunch of food for the event. So we went over there, or I went over there, and we cooked all this food and stuff like that, and it was a good night and awesome. And then the next day, we were like, oh, your friend has COVID, and you just spent all day with him, and he cooked all this food for everyone.
Oh crap!
Yeah, but the rules.
Cough. Oh, here, have some cookies.
Exactly. But at that time, the rules or whatever was okay, so no one else could get contact
traced.
Yes, contact traced. It was only me.
Because you had spent the most.
Because I had spent the most time
in close
proximity,
kind of stuff.
So,
Wow.
2 days after that was a silent auction that we were going to go to. And, I was gonna have to make, or, for, a camp fundraiser or whatever, I needed to make a bunch of money at this silent auction, and I wasn't gonna be able to go if I had COVID.
Yeah.
So we were okay, we need to find a rapid test, right now. But this was before just take the Q-tip, put it in your nose, and see if the lines go, this was before at-home tests. You needed to go somewhere. Luckily they were free. I think they still are free.
I'm not sure, yeah.
Yeah. And there was no rapid. There was, the 48-hour ones and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
but if you
that's
hadn't
fast.
figured it out
But it
before
was,
the auction...
Yeah,
then...
48 hours, that was when we were supposed to be there. So, we finally tracked down this place. We sat in our car for, an hour before they finally, were okay, yeah, you guys can come in. And I came in, and okay, so we're going to do 2 tests. We're going to do one for the rapid, which you guys are going to get, right now, 15 minutes after.
Oh, okay.
And then another one for the 48 hours, just so we can be, super safe.
Yeah.
So, if the rapid is negative, you can go to the auction. But then, if the other one comes back positive, then everyone there needs to quarantine now, you know?
Oof.
So we were like, okay, let's just do it. And I don't know if you guys have gotten a test. So there's like 3 different type of tests. There's like the one where you just put it at like the very lip of your nose. I feel like those are mainly the ones that like are at home. But then there's other ones that you get at home that are like little brain twisters that like really hurt. And then there's the one that the doctors do and their nurses, whatever. And these bad boys go into your brain. It's like 2.5 inches of Q-tip just disappearing into your head. And like they're there like twisting it around for like an extended period of time, and you're like trying not to sneeze because you're scared if you do, they're gonna like jam
it up your head
into your brain and you're gonna die. So I was just sitting there like as tears just uncontrollably streamed down my face, but I was just in silent like agony. Just the noise of me like trying not to sneeze. And then it goes to the other nostril, and the same thing. And she pulls it out. She was like, "See, that wasn't so bad." And I'm here just like crying and sneezing my brains out.
And so you thought one Q-tip was for one test,
yes,
and the other Q-tip was for the other test.
Yeah, but they were like, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, that was horrible. The second one hurt so much worse." She was like, "What?" And I was like, "The second one hurt so much worse." She was like, "Oh, you mean the second nostril?" And I was like, "The second test." She's like, "We haven't even done the second test yet, buddy." I was like, "No!" And she like undoes it and whips out this like giant Q-tip and shoves it in my head again. This time I am like, I can't not sneeze. So I'm like doing this weird sneeze where like yeah, but like through my mouth. So I'm just like coughing. I'm just going like
yeah.
Sound like I'm dying.
Because you don't want it to shove up your brain or get shot across the room.
Exactly. But like I'm like sneeze coughing, and the poor woman who was taking the test probably got it all over her. I'm so sorry. And then
they have the antibodies.
yeah, and it turns out I didn't have COVID, and it was good.
And then
I got COVID, and I was like, I have to take another test. Are you kidding me? But luckily, it was just like the super little one. That's just like, okay, 5 turns around each nostril and you're good. It did kind of just irritate my nose, but like it was fine.
It's funny that it just irritated your nose, because for me, okay, I don't think this is normal, but I think I have very sensitive sinuses, maybe, because I had to take a test multiple times because I did have COVID. I mean, so did he, but I had it for. We weren't sure about it. I took like 5 tests. I had to take.
Oh, I was like there when you took the first 2 or whatever.
Yeah, and like I knew it was gonna be dramatic the first time because I think I've always had sensitive, like sinuses or whatever. And what you have to do is you have to put the Q-tip like right where the cartilage in your nose is like really thick, like below your eyes. You have to like shove it up there and then like spin it around, whatever. And it was awful. Like I was sneezing and sneezing and sneezing and sneezing uncontrollably. And so when I had to take it again, I actually got a recording of it. Yeah. And here it is.
Round and around.
Yeah.
Circles, baby.
I'm trying.
You're not moving.
Not good enough.
No.
Yeah.
Big circles.
But it's okay. It's not big though.
Okay, other one.
Oh my gosh. That feels so awful. Oh my gosh. It's some juicy Morgan. Oh gosh. Okay, bye. Anyway, as you can tell,
super gross.
As you can tell, it was not a pleasant time.
That is disgusting.
Yeah,
I heard all through the door because she made us all leave the room.
Yeah, I was
she was
like
Edward.
Yeah, I was thinking about y'all to see like snot like all over the place. Like
so
my dad
funny.
was there, just like, okay, well,
You're dying.
you're dying. Yeah.
Through the door, me and her little brother were just
like laughing at
dying
me.
of laughter. We were like, this is amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So then my brother had it, and then we were like, oh, he has it, everybody take a test, just to make sure y'all don't have it, contact tracing, all that stuff. It was like, oh yeah, you have it too. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then our quarantine was supposed to be over. It was like 14 days. That was the
Today is
rules
like the
back
first day
then.
that your oldest brother's allowed to be out of quarantine.
So the thing is, they have it now again. When we first had a Delta, it was me and my dad and my younger brother, and now both my brothers have Omicron.
Whatever, Omicron, yeah.
So yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
How did you figure out y'all had it?
So it was actually my uncle. So we went to Colorado with all my extended family on my mom's side, and my uncle and one of my cousins, they were like really sick. So they just kind of like stayed away from everyone on Christmas, or not on Christmas, but like during the Christmas holiday and stuff.
Yeah.
And
wait, so they were there, but like
yes, they were
distanced.
there, distant, sick, didn't know they had COVID. Then
they didn't get tested. Like,
there
we
was
have
no
all
test.
these.
My uncle had to wait 2 hours of traffic to get a test in Colorado Springs, which is kind of far away from where we were. And then he figured out it wasn't a rapid test; it was a 48-hour test.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but that test did come back the day we got back into Texas, like the day we got home. And he's like, it was actually on my dad's birthday, and he calls my dad. He's like, "Hey, happy birthday! I have COVID. You guys are contact traced." And we were like,
"Happy birthday to you!"
Yeah, and my youngest brother had thrown up in the car, like on our way. So we were like,
which isn't a
symptom, like a
symptom of COVID.
I got like
it's
nausea,
a symptom of sickness.
Yeah,
but
then he threw up and was fine, and then didn't get sick again.
Yeah, he assumed it was okay. So like they came over and hung out with us, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, it was probably just like car sickness." And then they were like, "Oh, we're contact traced." I'm like, "Oh, we're contact traced."
Yeah, and then we all got it. I got it New Year's Day, like New Year's Eve, but like that night.
Yeah. What was the first symptom? Like that you
the first
started
symptom was
to, like,
being freezing cold.
You know?
Remember when I came outside and there was all this fireworks and your mom was like, "What's wrong with Dustin?"
Yeah, he was like,
and I was just like dying. I looked like my muscles were like contracting.
I literally thought you were faking it. He's okay. He could be very dramatic.
Yeah,
but he was literally like,
"We have to go inside,
guys." Yes, you were. You were like
was?
shaking, and your voice was all like weird, and you were like, you weren't bending your knees when you walked. It was like really weird.
I don't remember that.
So my mom's just like, what's going on with Dustin?
Yeah, that was the first symptom, and then that night, I like died, and then unfortunately was resurrected again, and then died again. It was horrible. I didn't get like any sleep that night. I just like went from my bed to the couch, to the bed to the couch.
Yeah. So y'all know where y'all got it, but we have no idea. Yeah. The first, I think, yeah, my dad went somewhere and then somebody there had COVID but he wasn't around them, so we weren't contact traced. But then all of a sudden me and my brother started feeling kind of achy, and then it was like 3 days into my eyes hurting. My mom comments on okay, my dad is in the middle of having it. And what he's doing is he's kind of recovering, but he hasn't gotten any of his smell back. And so what he's trying is like the like spiciest or like saltiest like foods to see if he can taste anything. So like he can taste like pickles or whatever, and like citrusy things. And then like we have this one like liquor, it's called like absinthe. It was like given to us, and it's like licorice.
Is it called Lucid?
Yeah, that's what the bottle says.
Yeah, because he gave that to my dad too.
Yeah,
he was like, "There's barely any in here, but take it."
Yeah.
Like it's yours.
Yeah. So he was like just trying things, see what he could taste, and so he had like a little like glass of it or whatever. And my mom was like, "Wow, that's really strong." And I don't realize what she's talking about. He's like, yeah, blah blah blah, and figure it out. She's like, "Well, I can smell it from all the way over here." And I'm like, smell what? And I'm right next to my dad. And she's like, oh, the absinthe. And I'm like, what absinthe? Oh, I can't smell anything. And then we like, I like literally clapped my hand over my mouth and I was like, oh no. So like, I literally like stuck my nose in the glass. I could smell nothing.
Hold on, let me take.
Let me just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, when you're thinking about, like, oh, what if I'm sick? And then you start feeling bad because
Yes.
you're, like, psyching yourself out.
I get that.
I thought that was what was happening to me. I was like, there's no way I have COVID. Yeah, my eyes hurt. I'm probably tired. I'm psyching myself out. Like, I can't smell anything. Like,
Yeah, I'm probably sick.
I'm probably sick.
I'm sick. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to have a break here, and we'll be right back with more COVID-related topics.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And I really can't recommend these guys enough. This is what we in the shed personally use. And when we record, we do it right off of Anchor. So when I get inside to edit, it's already there. It's amazing. So again, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome back for the break. And we're just going to wrap this episode up with what we thought COVID was before it kind of got here.
Consumed everyone's life.
Consumed everyone's life. So I first heard about it from my mom when she was just like on the news. She was like, "Oh no, there's
she
this
was
weird..."
on the news.
What? No, she was just on the news. Like, not she wasn't on the news. She was
like, hold
watching
on, what did
the
I
news.
miss? Okay,
Yeah, no.
sure.
She was just on the
news channel.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, "Hey guys, there's this like virus that came from
Yeah, this was
bat."
like right after the whole like the fires in Australia, all that
and
stuff.
the tracker or the hornets are
Yeah, the murder hornets, and then like, oh yeah, the sickness
floods.
that's far away, and it's not gonna affect us.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" And I just read the Maze
Oh
Runner.
yeah, that's so cool. People getting sick and dying.
Well, okay, I didn't understand. Okay,
Yeah.
this was 2 years, a year and a half
my
ago.
Gosh,
That's
so
weird. That's weird.
Bro.
Wow, dude. The most
Isn't
important.
that
years of-
weird?
Yeah,
That's
isn't that
weird.
Think about that.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my mom, for a while now, she's been saying like this is gonna go down like in history books.
Yeah.
Like how weird is that? Like
That's
we're
gonna be
living
really
through
weird.
like a historical
Event.
pandemic, like
Like the Black Plague. I mean, not as serious, but kind of like that.
yeah, like.
I should do something to make a difference, so I get
I-
written in
I
a history
literally
book.
was like, I should like do something dramatic that like puts me
in the book,
like
yeah.
what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I heard about it, and I had just read the Maze Runner series, so I'm not going to spoil a lot about it, but there's this disease called the flare that turns people into cranks, which are just, like,
Crazy
fast zombies.
Yeah.
And it's this, like, disease, and I was like, whoa, that's cool.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Okay, keep in mind he was 2 years younger.
I was 2 years younger. I mean, I haven't matured much since then, but I was still 2 years younger.
Wait, does that mean? There's no way.
What?
Because this is just the 1 year anniversary of.
That's so weird. Wait, our podcast has never seen the light of day without COVID in it.
But that's not true. COVID wasn't around when we started this.
I don't remember. Everything's so, like, foggy.
Muddled.
Yeah. I mean, again, I do have COVID brain. Like,
Yeah.
the side effects of COVID where your brain is all muddled.
The after
It's
fact.
so lame. I can't, like,
Yeah.
remember short-term things and
For
stuff
a
like
while,
that.
I literally just like. Oh, this was super weird. I thought I was asleep, but I just like wasn't thinking. It was like really weird. Like I'd be like laying in my bed, and like my subconscious thought I was asleep. Which I guess if you're thinking about being asleep, you're not asleep. But like,
Yeah.
I would kind of like my eyes would be open, but I would kind of like start like singing and be like, wait,
Yeah.
I wasn't asleep at all. It was
Yeah,
super
that is
weird.
weird.
It was super weird.
That is weird. Also, did you know the only way you can fall asleep is to pretend to be asleep?
What?
Like, you have to pretend to be asleep before you can fall asleep.
That's not true.
Yeah, like,
I've fallen asleep like
Okay,
in
well,
the
okay.
middle of like
we're both
class.
Yeah, me too. That was really funny. And you started stacking cups
it was
on my
actually
head.
oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. That was one of the first times ever. Was actually last day at class. I stayed up super late working on like the essay or something, and
Yeah.
then I fell asleep and I felt
Well,
really
okay,
bad.
we're two super sleep deprived individuals.
Yes,
so that
we
doesn't
are.
go for us. But like
We're
generally,
not like other kids.
no, we're built different.
Ah!
We're just kind of built without
We're
like
quirky.
with oh, yeah. Anyway, this is super off topic of COVID.
Oh, we're still
But, like,
talking about like COVID brain.
Yeah. If you're not sleep deprived, is it true that like in order to fall asleep, you like go to sleep at a regular time and then you just lie there and pretend to be asleep?
Okay, but pretending to be asleep and like getting ready for sleep are different. Because
I
like,
know, but, like,
I get the whole like you lay your head on your pillow,
You
you
shut
close
your
your
eyes
eyes,
and
you
you
pull
stop
up your
thinking.
blanket, and you're like,
Right. That's what I'm saying is pretending to be asleep. You know,
Okay,
not
well
like
then,
pretending.
that makes
pretending.
sense.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna pretend I'm at.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You know, yeah.
Okay, I get
Yeah.
that. That's kind of a weird way to say it though.
I know.
Okay.
What was I talking about before?
You're talking about
Right.
how you didn't think
the
it would
scorched
affect us.
trials. And in the book, there's like kids who are immune, and I was like, what if I am immune?
Oh my gosh, I remember when I had friends who were like, I have this specific blood type
And
that
yeah,
you were older than I think.
I heard that negative O was like, you probably won't get COVID if you have negative O.
And you're like, oh my god.
And I was like, wait, hold on, I have negative O? Bruh.
So then you went around and you were, oh yeah, like I'm immune to COVID. Again, 2 years later. 2 years
and
earlier.
I wasn't being legitimate.
I'm
I
immune
was
to
being,
COVID.
I was like,
Were you though?
no, I really was. It was, you know, it was
Believe him. I'm immune to COVID, so cough on me all you want.
I didn't think I was immune. I just thought I had like an immunity, which is the same
Bro.
thing. COVID brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just kind of like perplexed by the idea of a disease and there being a possibility, or not disease, a virus.
I mean, I think
Is it a disease? No, I don't know. Bro, I don't know.
nobody knows anymore.
Yeah. And then it got here, and like I saw this meme. It was like how I'm gonna tell my grandkids what COVID was like, and it's like these these army men like going through bunkers and like all these guns and stuff. How it actually was, and it's just a guy sitting on a couch watching Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I kind of expected more.
Gusto.
pizzazz,
Oh,
you
it's
know?
like COVID?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
then,
like it's a
but then
devastating.
it
but, like,
happens. But then, yeah, I remember
you know.
also being like, oh yeah, that's far away, never gonna affect me, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, it's been 2 years. And it's been in my family twice. We know many people who have died from it. It's really sad.
I mean,
but-
it's not a laughing matter.
No.
But like, you know.
We're trying to be lighthearted about it. It really is very, very sad, and it
Yeah.
has, really like changed a lot of things.
For
But
sure.
I just remember what it was like to think that it wasn't gonna affect me in any way.
Right.
Which is
Like,
crazy. And
this
the
is what
perspective
happens
was
to
off.
other people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't happen to America.
Yeah, like that's.
I watched that one mouse movie where America's perfect and there are no cats. What happened?
What?
You know that movie? If you don't know what movie I'm talking about,
What
it
in
sounds
the
like I'm demented.
World?
That one movie with the mouse who
He's
lives
like
in
traveling or something.
No, he like I don't remember where it is. He like lives in Paris or something, and there's like all these cats, and he's like, there are no cats in America. So he like moves to America because there's like no cats there, and then there are cats, and they like eat his family or something. I don't remember.
What the heck?
It's a kids movie, and I thought you would get the reference because I watched it a lot when I was a kid.
And so I just assumed.
If you get that reference, leave a comment because I don't want to be alone.
you don't
in
be
that.
alone. Oh gosh.
If you don't,
Where's your child?
just sit there.
There are no cats in America.
And I'm like, yes, there are.
He's
My
just like
neighbor has
looking at
4.
me, waiting for me to laugh and get it.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Anyway.
On further reflection, I probably wouldn't have said that, but like I did.
Anyway, we hope y'all stay safe, and we hope that we could, bring more of a lighthearted look on COVID, even though it's like really
it's
sad and horrible and
But you know,
all that stuff. But yeah, have a good week.
we'll probably see you guys next week.
Hopefully, Orn will be there.
Yes.
And hopefully, he doesn't have COVID. Oh my god.
That would really stink, and if he does, he won't be here next week.
Yes. Though, I mean, we're kind of like immune.
Yeah, we
Like,
kind of
just
are.
no, okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.